Hello everybody. Today we're going to be reviewing our multiplication strategies, and then later this week you will be writing and solving your own word problem and showing your best strategies for solving multiplication problems. So we're going to start off way back at the basics, and just to kind of make sure we all remember what multiplication is and how to solve sort of a basic fact. So remember, multiplication is simply like repeated addition or equal groups. So I have up here 6 times 8. So when we first started learning multiplication back in the beginning of 3rd grade, for both you 3rd and 4th graders, we talked about making equal groups, right? So in my first example right here, you can see that I've got 6 equal groups and I put 8 dots in each. Now it took a while to do that. This is not the most efficient strategy, but it works and it's a good model to see what's happening. And in the second picture, I made 8 groups with 6 dots in each. Remember, you can intertwine your factors, these two numbers here being the factors. It doesn't matter what order you do them in, okay? They will still get you the same product, which is your answer. So in the first example, in either of them actually, I can just count all of those dots, right? But that takes a long time. So I can also skip count. So I can go 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, and 48, right? And that's if you skip count, that's a more efficient strategy, right? Rather than counting by ones. And if I did the other one, I could count by sixes. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, and 48. And I get the same thing. Now, one way to solve problems is you can also just do skip counting. You don't necessarily have to show those equal groups, okay? So we've got skip counting and drawing equal groups as 2 different strategies, but less efficient than some other strategies we started to learn later in the year. I'm hoping that most of my 3rd graders are going to remember our distributive property and show off that they know how to use the distributive property for solving multiplication. So in this case, I see a 6, which is nice because I know a 6 is made up of a 5 and a 1. And if I break apart my multiplication sentence and do 5 times 8 plus 1 times 8, this turns this problem into something super easy. We all know how to count by 5s really fast. So if I go 5 times 8, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and then I have 1 times 8, I get 8. Well, that's just 48. Easy peasy. This is the most efficient strategy that you guys have beyond just knowing your facts and having them memorized. So I'm hoping a lot of my 3rd graders are going to show me distributive property. For you 4th graders, we've moved beyond this, right? And we talked about multiplying multi-digit numbers by single-digit numbers. So in this case, I've got 375 times 6. And the strategy that we really kind of talked about this year is partial products. So taking each place value out separately, so the 300, the 70, and the 5, and multiplying each part by your other factor, finding the product. So 3 times 6 is 18, so 300 times 6 is 1,800. 7 times 6 is 42, so 70 times 6 is 420. 5 times 6 is 30. And then if I just add up my products, I will get my total. So 1,800 plus 400 is going to be 2,200, and then 50 for my tens. So there's my answer there by doing partial products. We did talk about how it looks on an area model. So you could always set it up like this as well. So we could do 300 and then 70 and then 5 times 6. Whoops, I put those in the wrong spot. $370 and 6. And then our totals go inside, right? Because we're thinking basically about the area, which is the amount inside, the space inside. And then you add those up and you get the same thing. So you can put it into an area model. That's a great visual for you to show. We did talk a little bit 4th grade about multiplying multi-digit numbers more than just one single digit on an area model. If you want to push yourself to challenge yourself like this, I strongly suggest you do so. And here's a quick reminder about how this works. So we've got 42 times 23, so I'm going to make a longer side for my 42. So here's my 42. And 23 is going to be like this, so 23. And remember, multiplication and area are basically the same thing, because to find the area of something, you multiply, right? So what we're doing is we're thinking of these as side lengths, 23 and 42, breaking it up into place value, and then we're going to multiply each section. So we're going to first start by doing this part right here, which is 40 times 20, which is 800. And then we can do the next section, which is right here. So if we look over here, we know this side is still 20. And if you want to, you can label those so that it's not confusing. It might help. Okay, so now the orange part is a 20 times 2, which is 40. And then the next section here, we could do here, which is the red section. So 40 times 3, which would be 120. And then we can do our last section, pink here, 2 times 3, which is 6. And now all we have to do is add up all of our products. So we have 800 plus 40 plus 120 plus 6. And when I add them all together, I get 966 as my product, my total. Okay? So think about which strategies work best for you. Push yourself. Don't do something that we haven't tried before or that you're very unsure about and not confident in. Pick the strategy you feel that you are most proficient in and the one that is most efficient for you. Okay? Good luck. Have fun. Let me know if you